Hello, hello. Day 17, shame stories. Today's topic is money. And this one, I really started diving into this about a year ago, and I didn't even know that I was going to. It just kind of happened. And the more I dive into money, shame, beliefs, money energetics, it's like, it's so cool. Beautiful souls, my name is Lisa. And as I said before, we're on day 17 of shame stories. And so money is something that we all need. You know, I know for me, I do wish that it wasn't like something that we needed. You know, I wish that there wasn't money, kind of. It tends to complicate things, in my opinion. But really, it's energy, right? It's how we exchange energy. So I came from my childhood, we always had enough. We didn't have a lot. I didn't get everything that I wanted, although I did get a lot of what I wanted. You know, my parents were very, very good with what they had, and like they did create an amazing life for me. So it's not like I was never hungry. You know, I never wondered where my next meal was coming from, or, you know, I always had clothes that fit. Whenever it was time to get a car, I got a car, and they helped me get a job, and, you know, so there was that, okay? And then there was also put want in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up faster. And as a mom now, I totally understand, you know, how frustrating it can be when your kids are like constantly asking for things, you know? So it's an interesting spot in my life now where I don't want to like create a lack mentality for them while I also have to live within my means, you know? So I've had shame around not having a lot of money, feeling lesser than other people who had more, you know, the comparison drill and jealousy drill. And then I've also worked really, really hard and made quite a bit of money. I wouldn't say like tons, you know, but I've done all right. And I felt shame for that too. And I want to say that the shame that I felt in having money was worse than the shame of not having money. And let me explain this, because there was a part of me whenever, you know, I was working for the money, working to get it, you know. It was at Subway, and I worked for, you know, 20 years before we started making quite a bit of money. Like I said, we always had enough, you know, our bills are paid, we have enough for food. It's like, you know, if my daughter wants to go to Japan, I can't make that happen, you know? So working towards that. And it's kind of the same thing as like the sub jam I did where I won the fastest sandwich maker in the world. Like, I remember the first time seeing that was like an opportunity, and I was like so excited. So you put in all this work to get there, and you think that once you have that, you know, that win or the money, that you're gonna feel better, that you're gonna like be happy and like you made it, you know? And that's not what I experienced. What I experienced was a lot of guilt. And this, I'm going to get into the beliefs that drive a lot of this, but I felt guilty because there were other people around me who worked just as hard as I did for just as long, and they weren't getting paid the same amount. And I know, again, comparison, right? We don't want to do that. But like, it felt wrong. It felt gross. It felt like I didn't deserve it. Like I didn't earn it. I had so many conversations with my husband about this. Like, he would tell me, like, yes, you did, you know? And it's like, I didn't believe it myself. And that's the thing that drives the shame, is these beliefs that are conditioned into us. We're conditioned to be in lack because it makes everything better for the powers that be, right? If we're all in lack and we're always constantly working and miserable, it's easier to control you. So, like, the belief that you have to work hard to get money. Now, granted, you know, it doesn't just fall out of the sky or whatever. You do have to do some action, right? There needs to be some sort of exchange. So working hard in my mind was always a physical kind of labor. But there's other kinds of working too. So there's that. There's money is the root of all evil. I think was one of the major driving factors, one of the major driving beliefs in my fear of money. And that's what it was. So like a year ago, I was in this group called Awaken, and we really started diving into money and, like, you know, picturing the life that you really want in a meditation. But you can do this. Picture the life that you really want. Like, picture yourself making the kinds of money that you actually want, you know, that you're scared to tell anybody. And, like, really seeing that and feeling it. Like, whenever I would imagine myself in my dream life, it's like, I'll paint the picture for you. Like, I get up and I feel like excited for the day, and then I get my coffee and I go sit out in the trees and I look around and hear the birds, and it's like a quiet, soft morning. And then, like, whatever inspiration comes, you know, I go with that. So whatever, you know, thoughts pop in, I get on and talk about, and I just get paid to be me. I get paid lots of money to be me. And that's all I have to do is, like, live my soft, peaceful, happy life. And I get paid to do that, to share, you know, whatever it is with the world. And whenever I first did this meditation, inside my heart, like, my heart was like pounding outside of my chest. It felt like it was outside of my chest. Obviously, it was still inside, but like, that was the feel. So basically, my nervous system didn't feel safe with the life that I want, because I felt like I had to work hard, you know, because I feel like if I get this money, somehow I'm going to turn into an evil person, because that's what money does to people, right? So really coming into these beliefs and getting, first of all, it's paying attention to that feeling in your chest and asking it, hey, why are we scared of money? Another meditation I did probably around a year ago, maybe like 9-10 months ago, was like closing your eyes and imagining yourself in a party. You're at this party, right? And then this character walks in, and the character is the embodiment of money. Like, how do you respond to money walking in the room? And for me at that time, it was like I wanted to go hide. I wanted to not be seen. I was scared of it. Like, I was intimidated by it. It was up on a pedestal, you know? And that's the thing. Like, money isn't on a, it's a neutral thing. It does what you tell it to do. So by paying attention to how we are with the money that we have, you can kind of get an idea of what you're telling money to do subconsciously. So an example of this is like at that time, whenever I was going grocery shopping, or the kids needed shoes, or, you know, a flat tire happens or whatever, like my heart would start beating really fast. Like, oh my God, we're gonna have to spend more money. Like, oh, another trip to the grocery store. Like all this money going away. Bah. Like that was the feeling inside of me anytime I was spending money. So noticing that, and just like, instead of being like, oh my God, I'm spending this money, like how grateful I am to have this right now. That's the switch with that. If you find a penny on the ground, like, yay, money, right? My mom used to always do that, and I was like, what the hell? And now I do it too, and it's like, okay, like, it works. But the shame comes in when you think your value, your worth, your enoughness is derived from the amount of money that you have, or that you'll be more enough or more worthy when you have more money. Like knowing that whatever amount of money you have, your value as a person, as a human, because you're here and you're breathing, it's inherent regardless of the money. So really letting go of, I'll be happy when, and learning to be grateful for what is here now, while still holding intention of growing and evolving and desiring. You can still hold all of that, but you have to know right here, right now, with whatever it is you have or don't have, you are enough. You are enough. The abundance is inside of you. And once you get in touch with that and start like letting that flow, like it all just wants to flow. But then whenever we get angry, frustrated, upset about spending, it's like it keeps you in that lack. Not enough. This one is very interesting. As I was thinking about making this video today, I had to lay down for a bit and like sit with myself because my heart was like pounding out of my chest. Like, I started reading a book about a year ago too that I put down 9 months ago. So I'm still like processing. This happens to me a lot. Another thing that I hold shame for is like starting a book and not finishing it, which is fine. And then like this one in particular, I am going to finish eventually. This happens a lot for me. It's like I get so much and then I have to like, you know, everyday life kind of has a way of showing you, like integrating it, you know? So I'm still integrating the first 3 chapters of Rich as Fuck is the name of the book. It's very good. But there's a lot of journaling in there, and it made me like really question. There's so many beliefs about money that we have that keep us stuck in this lack mentality. And when we're there, shame starts to fester. Releasing that shame, disidentifying from that, knowing that you are amazing, even if nobody's paid you. Like, that, like, it gives you the confidence and the motivation, because if you feel like you're not good enough or you're less than, either because you have money or because you don't have money, like that keeps you stuck in non-action. That shame keeps you stuck. So letting go of that, knowing your inherent worth, like your worth isn't tied to how much money you have. And I know, like, because money and worth kind of, you know, go hand in hand, right? There's so many beliefs, y'all. So many ways that we contribute to being in a lack state. And there are so many ways that you can turn this around. The first thing to do is to acknowledge you are worthy with or without money. Love you. Bye.